Hi, this is Shane with the Rational Trader. It is Tuesday the 11th. Scratched in gold, plus 100 in oil today. And then the euro was interesting. So the euro, we've got a new model running here, so I really like what I'm seeing compared to before. Today, so we catch 22 ticks here. We're trailing by 20. That means that was a 40 tick run it caught. We short it here and get nicked. And then the system goes long and takes a loss. And then shorts again, it gets nicked again. So 2 nicks, that's pretty painful. But it's part of trading, so it's only painful if you're sitting there watching it. So 1 tick, so scratch, or actually it would be a net loss with costs. In gold, something very similar. It's not a nick so much as it is just the trail is too tight. So we get to plus 10 and move to plus 1, and we get tagged right there just before the nice little fall. So that's a little unfortunate. And then in oil was interesting because you can see there's the short right there. So in oil, we're trailing really tight. We go at plus 10, move to plus 5, at plus 15, move to plus 10. And so what would have happened? You would have barely survived if we did like actually no, is that 20 ticks? 5160, well, no. It was better here because we would have got taken out at 5180 on the 20 tick trail. So, here's a case where getting out at 10 ticks is better. The ones where you, like the gold one is the one you remember. So that's what's nice about the replay program is that you're tempted, right? Like with 6E here, you're tempted to go, I need to use a bigger stop. But you can just plug that into the replay program and it'll tell you it's not a good idea. Over the course of 100 days, you make less if you use a bigger stop in this case. Or you could go, okay, well, I want to get a better entry. So give me, enter, 3 ticks off the end instead of 1 tick off the close of the bar. You'll get the same answer. So if, we want, the point here is that we're removing the human emotional element from the decision. All right, so the system takes all the trades. There's no human emotion involved there at all because I'm not even here actually. This is happening at I'm sleeping. But even making a decision like, okay, well, how am I gonna what am I gonna do for trade management? Even that can be completely data driven. There's no need for any angst. This is what the data says. Just do that. And the thing that we have to wrestle with as humans is the fact that we don't understand probabilities, and so we just have to deal with that. But you have a method to deal with that by looking at the data and by running the replay program, seeing what the impact is of making a change. So I think that's where the real strength in what we're doing here is that we're removing human emotion from the decision-making process at all levels. Okay, so plus 100 today, scratching gold. These are the live accounts in Sim. I'm liking what I'm seeing here, so we got 3 more days. I'll probably go live next week with the euro. All right, that's it for today. Tomorrow is Wednesday. So oil, okay, so while we're thinking about it, there should be an oil report tomorrow. Let's check and make sure. The calendar here. Yeah, so standard oil report at 10:30, 7:30 Pacific. So I want to map that out. I don't want to take trades during that time. There's a 5 minutes before and 5 minutes after, so a 10-minute blackout. Predict. So that's here. So we're just going to change this to, I'll trade from 6:05 to 725. All right, and then, comma, then from 735, 07, colon, 35, colon, oops, colon, 00, to 1120. Now, tomorrow for oil, remember, it's the Babe Ruth of trading days, so we'll either get killed or do well. It's kind of if the market's moving like it's been, that's kind of how it'll be. We'll see. That's my expectation going into the day. Either I'm going to take a max loss or do really well. Then if we look, in fact, let's look real quick here. Let's look at just the oil here. Let me, as soon as this finishes here. All right, trade activity log. And so this is everything. So up 1270 since starting with Rev 71 here on 1126. That's including gold. But let's look at just oil. Oil is just this one. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at this daily loss column. Okay. So that was Wednesday, or Thursday actually, because the oil report was on a different day last week. And then the Wednesday was the 28th. Did pretty well. Actually, that's really not that well. 260 is not that great for oil. Doing pretty well in oil is $500 to $1,000 because you get into one of those moves where it just pops and it goes. If you go back and look at this day, it was a couple of short jabs, 2 or 3 short jabs that we caught. So when I say home run versus strikeout, here's the strikeout. To me, the home run isn't even on this screen. We haven't seen it yet in the last couple weeks. One of those days where the market just rips and you're in it and just trailing it behind it. So we'll see. That's what makes Wednesday's oil report day interesting. And that's it for today. Take care.